Well, good morning and welcome to Move Early, Move Often. It is Wobbly Wednesday. I am Blake Martin. My fabulous co-host, who is just the co-hostiest with the co-mostiest, is Dr. Thomas Karakolis, and he is keeping it real somewhere in, I was going to say in the 416. I guess that's correct. Um, folks, sticking the landing, right? Like, I mean, that's one of those kind of, it's almost like a cultural phenomenon. You want to stick the landing. And sticking the landing is actually quite important in a lot of movements, and it requires incredible balance. And as we'll see, you're going to need an exercise mat, particularly if you're on a wooden floor. You're going to need an exercise mat. You're going to need two towels. You're going to need, I've got a bunch of towel options here just for whatever my towel needs. I've got a little towel. I've got a larger towel. You could have two large towels. You could have two little towels. But the important thing is that you have two towels. Um, let's get to it. I have no idea where my timer is. So I'll just kind of try and hopefully everything will work out. Let's stand up in the space. We're just going to do some ankle circles because we're going to be landing on our ankles. Well, not on our ankles. We're going to be landing on our feet. That's what we're going to be landing on. And so ankle circles in one direction, ankle circles in the opposite direction. And then my production assistant just brought me my timer. Ankle circles with the other foot. By production assistant, I mean my wife. And then in the other direction. And we're gonna kind of take that a little bit further. I want you to just kind of roll the tops of your toes over so that you're just kind of exposing the back, and just kind of explore that a little bit. Don't push into it really hard. We're just kind of exploring that. Just kind of moving it around. And on the outside of the foot, same thing. And on the medial side of the foot, the inside of the foot, this is sprain prevention, actually. We're just kind of, and do the same thing with the opposite foot. Pressing the toes in. What we're doing is we're telling those muscles that they might get stretched in that direction. Be ready for it, guys. I'm doing it on the outside of the foot. And on the inside, the medial side of the foot. Just now what I want to do is I want to do some knee bends. So to prepare for landings, go down, bend your knees, and up. Down, bend your knees, and up. Rise up to your toes. Back down to your heels. Bend your knees. Pop your heels off. Rise up. So we're working on the balance as well. I'm just trying to set my timer here. Up, go up. Bend your knees so your heels are popped. Heels down and up. Bend your knees. Heels up. Rise. Down. Rise. Bend your knees with your heels up. Heels down. So that sequence is just to get our ankles. And now I want to do just little jumps. So these little jumps that we're going to do, what I want you to do is really reach your toes to the floor, and good alignment of your knees. Good alignment of your knees. You don't have to put your arms in the air. I'm just trying to get my arms out of the way so you can see what my legs are doing. And I'm really reaching for the floor with my toes. Soft landing. Okay. Great. Now we're going to, you don't need your towels just yet. Just get them off to the side. We're just going to do side to side steps, but we're going to do just quite a large excursion, as large as you feel safe doing. So step from side to side. And try to balance when you get there. Make it a little bit bigger. And now forward and back. So facing the long way on your mat, just from one foot and back. Forward and back. And try to go as back as far as you went forward. And that's really hard. One more on that leg. And let's switch feet. Opposite leg. Whew. Try to stick that landing. Keep your torso tall and your body super relaxed. The more relaxed your body is, the easier it is to stick the landing. 2 more. All right. I did terribly on that last one. Okay, let's get our towels out. And don't put them quite as wide as what you were doing just now. So a little bit narrower. You should be able to kind of straddle them fairly easily. And we've got kind of like a takeoff towel and a landing towel. And the landing towel is really quite narrow, so fold it so that it's in quite a narrow shape. And your takeoff towel is going to be a little bit bigger, okay? So first of all, we're just going to practice landing on our takeoff towel. So we're going to do a little jump forward and then jump back onto our takeoff towel. If your heels go off your takeoff towel, you have to keep them in the air, okay? So forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Really trying to stick that landing. We're going to do the same thing to one side. Pick a side and go to it. So off and back on, off, back on. Your heels may have to lift just a little bit. Off, back on, and one more. Off and back on. Do the same thing to the opposite side. Off, back on, off, on, off, back on, and off, back on. To the back, and on, back, and on, back, and on, back, and on. Okay, so we've got that practice down. Now we're going to, facing our narrow towel, we're going to, remember, it was just wide enough for a good straddle, but 1.5 shoulder widths, maybe almost 2 shoulder widths apart. We're just going to take a step onto this towel. When you arrive, it's going to be too narrow for your heels to go on. So your brain is going to change to a different balancing strategy. And what I want you to do is I want you to just step on with one foot, step on with the other foot, and attempt to balance. Then we will return to our takeoff towel. And back. Stick the landing when you go back. Same foot going forward. And back. Really try to stick the landing in both directions. Both. And back. Whoa, almost fell off my towel. You don't hear that every day. And one more. Forward and back. Opposite leg. This will be a different challenge. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. And back. Whoa, did not stick that landing at all. One last time. Forward. And back. That was terrible. Okay, good to know. Arrange your towel. Okay, you're gonna up the challenge here. Now, we did practice potentially rolling our ankles. We're gonna go sideways now. I'm gonna narrow this up just a little bit narrower. That's pretty good. And we're gonna have a takeoff towel and our landing towel. Our landing towel is really quite narrow, and we're gonna go sideways onto it. So when we step over, you can step. It should be close enough that you can step. But what I want you to do is I want you to leap. Okay? And when you land, really stick the landing. Okay? If you find that easy, move your towel just a little further away, your takeoff towel. And land. Back to your takeoff towel. And land. Again, if it's easy, your towels are too close together. Move them just a little further apart until it's a challenge. Got to stick the landing. Last time on this side. And facing away from the camera or facing the other direction on your takeoff towel. And this will be a different challenge. We go to our preferred side first, most times. Trying for 8 perfect landings. All right, great. Last challenge. The last challenge is to go from a wide base to a narrow base. So your towel needs to be oriented lengthwise here like this. And I want it to be far enough away that it's a good jump. And I'm going to try and land on one foot going forward. And then I'm going to place the second foot down. So it's going to be a step and then placing the other foot down. All right. And back to my original takeoff towel. So this should be, again, this is a good wide, just a good, an easy straddle stance, about 2 shoulder widths apart. And with a normal step, you should just barely make it. It's enough that you have to leap. All right. So from your takeoff towel, the floor is lava, and land. And then back. Now you can make your towel more narrow if you want as well by folding it more narrowly. But this is pretty good for me. 8 good landings. Oh, that was a terrible return. My takeoff towel. And last one for me, that was 8. Go back to my, fell right off my towel again. And opposite foot this time. Okay. I have to move this towel forward a little bit. I think I could be leaping further. The towels are a little too close. It's too easy. Oh, that's better. And the return is more challenging too. Keeping my body relaxed and loose. Knees are bent. Be careful not to take your spine out of alignment. Good aligned spine. Aligned spine. Big leap. Stick the landing. I've got 2 more here. The last one. All right. 2 towels, differing widths and orientations, and put them as far apart as is comfortable. Alternate from side to side. You can make them wider or closer. You could put multiple targets. A great thing to do is put masking tape targets or little squares or boxes. The towel, though, provides a sense that you're kind of elevated or off the ground, and it gives you an extra motivation to not touch your toes to the mat if you think of the floor being lava. Let's just take a second and just breathe. My heart rate came up a bit, nothing extravagant. Inhale. Bring it down. Adjust your posture so that your feet are really balanced, so you're really between your 2 feet. Inhale again. Feel grounded, solid. You found your balance already this morning. Isn't that awesome? Come a little bit forward in your feet, almost like you could rise up, but not quite. Back of your head is long and tall. Inhale again. Press down, and as you press down, your heels are just going to lift just barely off the ground. Just barely. Back down. You're centered. You're strong. You're balanced. You're ready to face your day. You've moved early. I hope you remember to move often. Hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for Throwdown Thursday. Take care.